Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. It's trim time. A bit late actually, middle of June is probably better. But somewhere inside this bush is my maple tree. And I went through my Dishojo and this one's sister tree with a fine-tooth comb, pinching out all those embryo centre growths, leaving the two tiny little leaves. And on those two it's done a wonderful job. On this one I not only wasn't as careful, I didn't do them all. And this is the result. Great big long extensions. So it is worth that initial work to avoid these long extensions, because all you're going to do is cut them off. It just seems such a waste. Okay, it puts some energy in the tree, but I'm trying a new camera angle, because if the camera goes round to the side you can't see what I'm doing. I suppose if I put this on that turntable it might help. So the idea is I can point the tree at you every now and again, even though I'm pointing it at me to do the work. Now, many people start at the top and work down. I'm afraid I'm one of those that starts at the bottom and works up. It's just how I've always done it. And all I'm doing is taking off leaves that are breaking the shape. In other words, they break the outline. I know what the outline's supposed to be for this tree, and it's extended beyond it considerably. So all we do is bring it back in. I am watching what I'm doing, so this is not blind, it's not hedge trimming. I am looking at where I'm cutting, but at the end of the day I'm not going to any great guns to actually get every single leaf absolutely perfect. I just want my outline back. So that's that lower branch off to the left. Now we'll do this. So I'm getting the ones that hang down from above first, so that I can see the gap, and then we can look at taking those that stick up on the branch below and those that stick out. That one's off the previous branch, so is that. And then we come round onto this one. So again, anything hanging down is breaking the line below, and anything that sticks out a little too far, something like that. That is just a little centre branch, that one. Then we come round to this, which is my first branch, and it's massive. So I'm going to start round the back. It's sticking out a long way out the back, and also hanging down. Now on this first branch I don't mind if it hangs down a little bit, because for a first branch it is actually quite high up the trunk. Now that's just how the plant grew. It's amazing actually. Somebody once said, oh, your branches don't go up the trunk. Wherever they are, that's where they stay for the life of the tree. Well, this was a stick in a pot, so it was that high. Yeah? And I pinched the top out and it shot out sideways. These are the branches that shot out sideways when it was that high, and they've grown up, and they will continue to rise up a little bit. Not so much now though, because the tree is almost where I want it. All I'm really doing with this tree from now on is maintaining its shape and improving the ramification. But the ramification can only be improved if yowling again. Don't know what he does it for. He does it for nothing half the time. In fact, I think I know why he does it. He does it to annoy me, because he usually waits till I'm filming and then he starts. Let me let him in. I'll be back. Come on. Come on. Come on then. Now he'll go inside and yowl. See, he yowls to come in, and then when he's in he turns around and yowls to go out again. Go and eat something and go to sleep. He misses his buddy basically. When his brother died a while back, he's never been the same since really. never been the same. Alright, I suppose. Your pets live with you a long time. Right, how are we doing? Sometimes you have to bend down to see what's sticking up. Out the end a little bit perhaps. And then we've got some quite large leaves. I want those off as well. That'll do. No, don't want to be here all day. Right. Now we come round to this branch, which is encroaching on the apex. So again, I always work the stuff that's hanging down from above. If you remove that first, then you can see what you're doing. If you try and remove the top of the one below, and I find it not as easy. I just find it much easier. So we've got long extensions like that. Total waste of energy. Now obviously the gaps between the branches, the negative space, becomes less as the tree gets, as you go up the tree. In other words, the gaps become smaller. So, I mean, look at this, total waste of energy. It's never going to get kept. It's coming up here while I've got it turned around. Giant leaves out the back here. Again, you have to watch your outline. You know, if this is my outline and this is my next branch, then we should be here. We should be tucked in by now. And we're not tucked in as much as we ought to be. Is that hanging down there? Right, that's breaking the line of the trunk, so I'll have that off. Right, so again, I'm round the back now, so none of this should be here. This should all be tucked in. This is the apex we're on now, and it shouldn't be sticking up this much. But I'm starting at the back because it's just where I am at the moment. Which bit are you? You're up there, so you're down here. Just want to open that little gap there. Done. And come around the side. This tree is narrower than it is that way. I mean, a good tree ought to be roughly the same all the way round, really. You know, if you want the right over here now. And you're overhanging. Again, if you know, a branch higher up. In the real world, if a branch higher up overhung, then the branch below it wouldn't be getting its light, and it would either die back, or you know, something would have to change because it would not have its light. So as the tree gets higher, the branches go in, which pushes the light, you know, into the lower branches and gives them a go. Mainly big leaves and these sticky up bits. Then we're done. A few more big leaves here. Take them off. Half a leaf there. That'll do. Yeah, see, as a, in fact I will, let's reclaim the trunk. Overhanging the trunk here. There we go, now you can see the trunk. Yes, I mean, as trees go, I think when I repot this next time, I made a decision that I wanted the tree to come towards me, so that you know, this bit here came towards me. But if I push that sideways, we might have a better looking base. But as it won't get repotted next spring, because it was done this year, that's for the future, that's not for now. Right, so we should now get a new flush of small leaves to fill in some of these gaps. Anyway, that was it. Just a short sharp trim. Okay, first branch, second branch, eye poker, next branch. If I take that off, that'll be a flat tree. So this is to give it some, some depth really. And a rounded dome at the top, somewhere near it. That'll do. So where are you? You are there. So that's the front view. And I've been going on about doing some more bonsai staging for some considerable time. I was at my son's house a couple of days ago. He's moving out, and consequently lots of things had to go, and he'd made some shelves out of bricks. Well, pavers I think you call them. They're brick size, but they've got like shape to them, and you lay them as like a patio so that you can have different patterns and things. He had a load of those for indoor shelves, with planks across, and they were just going spare. So I've grabbed some of those. They will become the legs to some staging. So all I've got to do is go and get some 6x2. He even had some batten. So if I go and get a 2.8 of 6.2, cut it in half. So I've got two pieces, 1.2. So, about 4 foot, yeah? Two pieces held together with batten with a 2-inch gap. That gives me a 14-inch by 4 foot staging. And I've got 20 bricks. That's 4 piles of 5 to sit it on. And because they're bricks, they won't move. And the staging will be heavy because it's 6x2, not 6x1. So it's heavy. So I will get that done, and then that can all be coated up in the matte black stain, the same as my other staging, and that can go here somewhere near the house. And the idea would be trees like this that need some sun, but I don't want them in the sun all day. So that would be a contender for that. And being 14 inches deep, you can have some larger trees set at the back and then perhaps a couple of smaller ones along the front. So should be able to get a bit on there. Anyway, that's not for now, that's for hopefully next week sometime. We shall see what we can do. But having the bricks saves me faffing about making legs. Even though I have the timber to do it, it saves sawing the legs, it saves cutting them, it saves all the drilling, it saves an awful lot of messing about. Just joining two 6x2s together with 2 pieces of batten that holds them, together basically, or holds them apart as well as together, and plonk them on piles of bricks. Job done. So that's to come. So anyway, quick trim on one of what is a pair of maples. They're not the same tree. This one has quite nice bark. Has like white streaks and green patches. It's very attractive bark on this one. And not too badly, we've got a bad scar here. That branch broke, I had to glue it back together again, and it lived. That was the main thing. I tried to bend it and it snapped. But yeah, it's not a gnarly trunk, it's quite smooth, but it's attractive. So, would that make a better front? So the tree goes away and then the top comes back towards us? Probably, but then you can see that. That's never going to heal up so that it's gone, but it has closed up, So repair with super glue and some wire. Held it back together again. Anyway, if that branch had gone missing, that would have been a lousy tree. So we'd have to turn it into a windswept and have everything over one side and nothing down this side, which with the maple wouldn't look very good, would it? So that could be the front, future front. Could be that, could be either, could even be turned slightly. But there are choices there. Don't know what you think. Does that make a better front with the tree going over there, sloping backwards and then coming towards us? I was told years ago by somebody that said a bonsai tree should bow towards you. implying that the top part of the tree should lean forward slightly, it should bow to you, which would mean that would be the front. It's going this way, the tree's going away. Well, it's more upright than going away, but anyway, I've got other stuff to do. Waffling again. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, and I'm going to add a tribute on, I don't think many have done it, to Tony. That is a brave person to come out and declare it's your last video and the reasons given. It's a sad day for bonsai. I looked forward to those videos and the frequency, variety of trees, some of the experimental work that was done, and some of it I used to hold my hands up in horror and go, ah, I wouldn't have done that. That was a brave guy experimenting and trying things out. And then when they work, other people get to see them and think, actually I might have a go at that myself. And it needs people like that in the bonsai world. Ones that are prepared to stick their neck out a bit, we'll say. Anyway, from my point of view, it's a sad day that Tony's gone missing, and I wish him and his family and his friends well. And, well, I don't even know what he's going to do with his trees, there's hundreds of them. See you next time, thanks for dropping by.